The Office of the Police Monitor issued its annual report today on the behavior and performance of Austin police officers during the year 2011.
KXAN's David Scott poured over that 92-page report today and then spoke with the police monitor and the police chief about it. He joins us live from Auditorium Shores with more. David.
It was a long read, Leslie, let me tell you. Margot Frazier's team puts together this annual report. This one today is something of a mixed bag. General complaints against Austin police officers last year were down 5%. In fact, that's the second straight year of a decline. However, what they call formal complaints, complaints that have to be followed up on, they're up 9%. There's also concern over the high ratio of stop and search for cars driven by black people as opposed to cars driven by whites. And then there are some questions raised about the drinking habits of some officers. 8 officers were terminated last year, none the year before. Evidence perhaps they're getting better at weeding out bad apples, responding to the public. So who is complaining? Whites make up 53% of Austin's population and 37% of complaints. Blacks, just 8% of the population, make an identical 37% of complaints, while Hispanics, about a third of the city, comprise just 20% of complaints.
The African-American community here knows very well how to file complaints. They're very well educated in how to complain. And when you look again at the hundreds of thousands of contacts we have, the complaints, even when it comes to racial profiling, use of force, are very, very low.
I think what it tells us is that when people do complain, it's about more serious behavior. Because we saw not only an increase of our formal complaints, but also an increase in the formal complaints from the Austin Police Department.
Over the past 4 years, 81% of officers have 2 or more complaints against them. Last year, particularly at the East Side Command and downtown. As for stop and searches, 1 in 8 blacks who are stopped have their vehicle searched. 1 in 10 Hispanics, 1 in 28 whites.
Look at individual officers' behavior and figure it out from our office and also the chief's office when we have officers who are out of the norm. You know, the officer that's stopping everybody, searching everybody, saying, oh yeah, they consented.
I think you got to look at what type of searches. You can't just look at searches. Are these searches incident to arrest? Are these searches based on probable cause? Are these searches based on impounding a vehicle? So I think we'd have to dig into it a little bit more.
Now, the #1 citizen complaint against the police last year, rude officers. And as for internal complaints, that's an officer-on-officer complaint, 2/3 of those are about the police driving habits. There's also a question raised about police drinking habits. We'll have that all new for you at 6. Bottom line, Chief Acevedo says this report shows they're making progress and the department's commitment to excellence. David Scott, KXAN News.